Rajeshwari MJ. She pursued her BE in Electrical and Electronics at the People's Education Society College of Engineering, Mandya. She pursued her MTech in VLSI Design and Embedded Systems at the Sri Jagadguru Balagangadharanta Institute of Technology, Bangalore. Her personal skills lie in good verbal and written communication skills. Her areas of interest lie in OOPS with C++, renewable energy sources, HVDC transmission, digital relays, automotive electronics, advances in VLSI design. She has also had papers presented at the national level, such as the Innovative Architecture for SoC Multi-Core Hybrid Processor, presented at the RNSIT, Bangalore.
Welcome to UGC lecture series of BSc Physics Honors. Today we are dealing with the subject electronic devices. In this session we are going to cover the topics on circuit analysis. Some of the topics that we are going to discuss in circuit analysis are star to delta conversion or star to delta transformation, and delta to star transformation or conversion, and Wheatstone bridge and its application, and Anderson bridge and Wien bridge. So, very first thing that we need to know, what is a circuit transformation. So, circuit transformation in the sense we need to transform the circuit from one form to another, that is, if the circuit exists in delta form, we can convert that circuit in a star form. This is the way that with the help of a picture we can observe. If it is in a circuit in a delta form, which is having a B and C elements and terminals like 1, 2 and 3, which can be converted into star with same 3 terminals 1, 2, 3, and which is a element that is different from this, that is P, Q and R. Here the transformation or equivalent resistor, equivalent circuit of a star equivalent of a delta circuit is what having elements inside in a star fashion, which is of a different value. Internal value will remain same, the external value will be of the current and voltages that what we are talking, that is of different value. And also, but whatever may be the different values that we are considered, but will the circuit after transformation and will have a same power factor and consumes the same power. That is a thing that we need to remember, that after circuit transformation, the elements which may have different current and voltages value, but the power factor and the power consumption of the circuit will remains same. Next we move on to delta star transformation. How to transform the delta to star fashion. So, this is we know that this is how the delta form, and this is a star form that we need to convert. So, compare the resistance between the terminals 1 and 2. So, 1 and 2 that we are going to compare with star. Just imagine if we put one P, Q and R in between like this. If we connected from first terminal that is here and here, that P and R will be placed from here and till here. Inside this we can build a star and we can compare, that will be a better picture. So, compare the resistance between 1 and 2 terminals, which will gives P plus Q is equal to A in parallel with B plus C. So, P plus Q is what the star formation that we get from a delta. So, that how we get this P plus Q, in the sense if we consider P plus Q in the series, that will be equal to A in parallel with B plus C. So, P plus Q value will be equal to A in parallel with B plus C, and this can be written like this. A in parallel with B plus C can be written like this, P plus Q that is equal to A into B plus C divided by A plus B plus C. So, this can form an equation 1. So, we can find the P plus Q value with the help of delta with this expression, that is Q, equation 1. Similarly, we consider the second two terminal, that is 2 and 3, we are considering 2 and 3 of star. So, we do not know that what is the value of Q plus R here. So, in 2 and 3 we get 2 elements, we do not know what is the value for star connected element, that is R and Q here. So, this can be again find out with the same thing that what we discussed earlier, that is Q plus R is equal to C in parallel with A plus B, that is Q plus R is equal to C which is in parallel with A and B. So, A and B is in A plus B in series, C in parallel with this two, which will going to gives the value Q plus R. So, again C in parallel with A plus B can be rewritten like this. So, this forms the equation 2. So, similarly the same thing we applied for a 1 and 3 terminal. This is also becomes like P plus R is equal to B in parallel with A plus C, and this can again be rearranged, this can be formed as a equation 3. So, now what we are going to do is we are going to subtract equation 3 and minus equation 2. This will going to form P plus R minus Q plus R is what the equation 3 minus equation 2. So, after subtracting P plus R minus Q plus R, we will get P minus Q, that is equal to B A minus C A divided by A plus B plus C. So, this we get in the end of the solution of equation 3 minus equation 2. So, we got P minus Q and already we have P plus Q, that is the equation 1. So, rewriting equation 1 will give like this. After equation 1 which is here, equation 1 can be rewritten like this for simplicity, so that this will be the equation 1 and this is the solution for P minus Q, that is equation 3 minus equation 2. So, now adding together, that is equation 1 and P minus Q, that is P minus Q plus P plus Q, which what will going to give us is 2P, this is Q and minus Q and plus Q cancel, 2P is equal to 2AB divided by A plus B plus C. And finally, we get the P value here for the star connected star conversion. So, from this we get the P value, P is equal to AB divided by A plus B plus C. So, this is what the P value for a star network. Similarly, P in star network can be found like this. This is the equation how we got the P for a star network through the delta network, that is equation 1 plus equation 3 minus equation 2 is what how we solved in steps. So, for Q in a star network, so the same we replace 1 with 2, 2 with 3 and 3 with 1. So, here Q in star network is equation 2 plus equation 1 minus equation 3, that gives the Q value, that is Q is equal to AC divided by A plus B plus C. And also similarly, if we consider R, if we want to find R in a star network, again we need to solve for different equation, and the formula for that is equation 3 plus equation 2 minus equation 1. So, that what we got the equation 1, 2, 3 are the 3 basic things that we need to find P, Q, R values for star network. So, for R, equation 3 plus equation 2 minus equation 1 will give the R value, that is equal to B C divided by A plus B plus C. So, finally, we get the P, Q and R star network elements. So, finally, another case, if the 3 resistors in the delta network are all equal in value, then the resultant resistors in the equivalent star network will be equal to 1/3 the value of the delta stars. That is why we can write, if we are having the 3 resistance in a delta will be having equal value, then it can be the resistance value will be of having the relationship like this. There are resistance in star connected, that is equal to 1/3 into, that is 1/3 of a resistance, the delta resistance. The next we move on to another the delta star example, which can be easily find out with the help of that what we derived the formula for transforming from delta connection to star connection. This example shows for the conversion of delta connection to star connection. So, the example is in delta with the different elements A, B, C and are having the different values for A, B and C also. So, now we want to find the PQR value. So, if we find the PQR value, we can easily construct a star connection. So, from the formula that we already derived, we know that the PQR formula for Q, that is equal to AC for Q connection. If we taken Q, that is AC divided by A plus B plus C. So, AC divided by A plus B plus C, that will go into Q value. Similarly, for P AB divided by A plus B plus C, if we substitute the values for this, we will get the P value again, that is 4.61 ohms. For R also, the a BC divided by A plus B plus C, which is after substituting the value for BC and A plus B plus C, we will get 18.46 ohms. So, after finding the PQ or different value, we can construct the star connections easily. So, next we move on to another type of transformation, that is star delta transformation. So, this is very simple, that after knowing that delta to star transformation, it is easier for us to study star to delta transformation. So, for us we need to find from star to delta. So, if we connect an element here, that is resistive element here, that is if it is from A to 2, that is A will be the element here. This is what from A to 2, in the delta it is A element. If we connect here, it will be A element of delta. So, that will be equal to the product of sum of all the elements, that is PQ plus QR plus RP, and that are divided by the star resistor located directly opposite to that. So, if A we consider directly opposite to that, it will be R. So, if we connected from 1 to 2 an A element, P Q plus QR plus RP, and directly opposite to that element will be R. So, that is what the R in the denominator, and this is a formula to find A value for a delta connection. So, with respect to terminal 3 and resistor B is given as. So, for if we consider terminal 3, the B value will be given again with the same thing, only the denominator will always change here. For star to delta transformation, if it is B, the quite opposite for that B will be Q, the denominator will be Q. Similarly, for another value, that is C in a delta network, that is for C, that is numerator will be same and the denominator will be, if we connect across 3 to 2, the C quite opposite to that, that will be P, P will comes in a denominator. So, this is a very simple way of knowing the values of a delta network through the star network, and the formula will be helpful for conversion of star to delta transformation. So, star to delta transformation will be having 3 formulas, and which can be also written like this, with dividing the denominator with each terms of a numerator, we will get we can rearrange this ABC value like this also. So, this is one of the thing, if it is having the equal value of resistors in delta connection. So, convert the star to delta connections, which going to helps us understanding better with this example. We are converting from star to delta. Here the given examples will be having different values for P, Q and R. So, we know the formula for finding the ABC value, that is ABC element of delta connections. So, A is equal to QP divided by R plus Q plus P, that is equal to the value that we can substitute here with the help of this. So, finally simplifying, we get the value 780 ohms. Similarly, for B and C also we do the same, we will get the values. These are the ABC values of delta network. So, this can be easily constructed after finding the values of ABC. So, next we move on to another important topic, that is bridge circuits. So, the main theme of this bridge circuit is, it is a null method, operates on the principle of comparison, that is a known value is adjusted until it is equal to the unknown value. This is a concept, a principle that we apply in the bridge circuit, that is a known value will be adjusted until it is equal to the unknown value. These are the types of bridge circuit. The bridge circuit can be classified as bridge circuit, a DC bridge circuit and AC bridge circuit. In the DC bridge circuit will be mainly used to find the resistance, to measure the resistance, and some of the types of DC bridge circuits is Wheatstone bridge, Kelvin bridge and mega ohm bridge. In this session we are going to study about Wheatstone bridge, and in AC bridge it is classified as inductance, capacitance, frequency based on the watt quantity that we are going to measure. That is, if it is inductance, inductance also there are different type of bridges that we are going to use to measure the inductance. That is, first one is Maxwell bridge, Hay bridge, Owen bridge and Anderson bridge. In this session we are going to study about the Anderson bridge to find the inductance, or to measure the inductance we are going to study about the Anderson bridge. So, next quantity, that is capacitance. If we consider capacitor, there is another type of bridge that we are going to use to measure the capacitance, that is shearing bridge, and for measuring frequency Wien bridge is used. For measuring frequency Wien bridge is used. In this session we are going to study about measuring frequency with the help of Wien bridge. We are going to study the measuring of frequency. So, very first thing that we are start with the Wheatstone bridge. In the Wheatstone bridge is used to measure the resistance, and it is having certain range of it can measure the resistance value. It can be suitable only for measuring the resistance of moderate range, and the value lies in between 1 ohm to 10 mega ohm. And the one of the condition that we need to consider whenever we are going to use the Wheatstone bridge, that is the balance condition is must. So, the balance condition is no potential difference across the galvanometer, that is there is no current through the galvanometer. So, that is Ig is equal to 0 is what the balance condition for a Wheatstone bridge. So, for that is a concept behind the bridge circuit, that is for we need to change the known value until and unless it is equal to the unknown value. You can see the Wheatstone bridge construction here, which is having a 4 resistor. It is connected in this fashion like R1, R2 and R3 and R4. This is the 4 resistance, and the current flowing through R1 is I1, and R3 current will be I3, and R4 current will be I4, R2 current will be I2, and across B and D there will be a galvanometer is connected, and across AC the supply is connected across AC. So, what is the main condition that here is balance condition? Ig is equal to 0 is the balance condition for in a Wheatstone bridge. So, under this condition what will going to happen, what is the effect when Ig is equal to 0? So, VAD is equal to VAB. So, this voltage VAD that is equal to VAB. This in the sense VAD and VAB can be represented in IR, that is I1 R1 is equal to I2 R2, and also VDC is equal to VBC. So, this again represent I1 IR, that is I3 R3 is equal to I4 R4. So, these are the two conditions that we get when Ig is equal to 0. So, where I1, I2, I3 we already know the current in a resistance arm, and it is also we know that I1 is equal to I3. This I1 current is always is equal to E3 because Ig is 0 in the sense this is open. So, I1 is what flowing here is also flowing here. So, I1 is equal to I3 and I2 is equal to I4. That is what, if this is open in the sense the same current what is flowing from R2 that is flowing across R4. So, I2 is equal to I4, I1 is equal to I3, and now we can arrange the resistance value like this: R1 divided by R3 that is equal to R2 divided by R4. So, this is what we get a relationship between the 4 resistance that is connected in a Wheatstone bridge. So, which we here we want to find the resistance, in the sense if we want to find the R4 resistance, we can find like this by rearranging this formula like this. If it is Rx, that is R4, that is equal to R3 into R2 divided by R1. So, similarly we can find any resistance by knowing other 3 resistance value, we can find the one unknown value of the resistance. So, with this example we can understand better the concept of Wheatstone bridge. In this example it is having a Wheatstone bridge and has a ratio arm of 1 by 100, that is R2 by R1 is what the ratio, and that at first balance we can say at first balance is 1 by 100, that is R2 by R1 at first balance, and R3 is adjusted to 1000.3 ohms. The value of Rx is then changed by the temperature change. The new value of R3 to achieve the balance condition again is 1002.1 ohm. find the change of Rx due to the temperature change. So, we need to find the value of Rx here, where due to the temperature change the value of resistance is also changed. With the help of Wheatstone bridge we can able to find the value of Rx here. So, at very first condition, that is at very first balance condition, we know that it is we can mention as Rx old, that is equal to R3 into R2 divided by R1. So, that is equal to R2 and R1 divided by R2 is already R2 divided by R1 is mentioned here, that is 1 by 100 ohm, and R3 is also given, that is 1000.3. So, this gives the old value. So, that is 10.003 is what we get the old value. Next, after changing the temperature, what will be the new value of temperature, new value of resistance? So, Rx new will be like this same formula, only change is the condition that we are changed is the value of R3 is changed after the temperature change, that is R3 is 1002.1 and the same arm ratio, that is 1 by 100, that gives the, that is 10.021 ohms. So, this is how we can find the different values of resistance after changing the temperature and before changing the temperature. So, the change of Rx due to temperature which will going to be Rx new minus Rx old will gives the change in resistance after changing the temperature, that is equal to 0.018 ohm will be the change in the resistance value after changing the temperature. So, in some of the applications that we need to know about the Wheatstone bridge, that is if we consider high tension voltage occurs a short circuit, if we consider a short circuit fault occur. So, how we are going to apply this Wheatstone bridge here? So, if we want to do a Murray loop short circuit fault test for loop testing here. So, loop test can be carried out for the location of either a ground or a short circuit fault. For any grounding or also we can apply this application, and also for short circuit fault analysis also we can apply this. So, this is how let R is equal to R1 plus R2, that is what we consider that R is what is this a short circuit fault when occur, we can consider this as an power or communication cable. This is communication circuit when the short circuit fault occur. This communication cable will have a resistance that will be equal to R1 plus R2, that is equal to R. So, at balance condition we know that if we arrange this in a Wheatstone fashion, that balance condition we know that R3 divided by R4, that is equal to R1 divided by R2. So, this can be rearranged as R1 is equal to R into R3 divided by R3 plus R4, and also for R2 value we can also find this R into R4 divided by R3 plus R4. This is for a to find the R1 and R2. The fault occur at this point, we can able to find the resistance value like this, and the value of R1 and R2 that what we are finding here with the formula are used to calculate back the distance also. So, at what point the distance or at what point the fault occurred can be easily find out with this application of the Wheatstone bridge here. So, the example here which makes us clearly about the Murray loop test. Murray loop test is used to locate ground fault in a telephone system. So, the total resistance R is equal to R1 plus R2 is measured by Wheatstone bridge, and its value is here 300 is what the R1 plus R2 value. So, we know that R1 and R2 formula we already described in the previous slide of application of Wheatstone bridge. R is equal to R1 plus R2, and to find the R1 also we know R1 is equal to R into R3 divided by R3 plus R4 is what the value. So, we know all the values like R3, R4 everything. So, substituting this we will get R value is 300, R3 is 1000, R3 again it is 1000 and R4 value is 500. So, that we can find the R1 value with substituting all this values in the formula, we will get 200 ohm. Similarly, R2 also we will get by this formula after substituting the values that given in the example. So, therefore, the location from the measurement point is from R1 and R2 we can find this distance, at what distance the fault occurs. So, that can be easily measured with the help of R1 and R2, it is what we know. So, 100 ohm into 36, find the location of the fault in meter if the length per ohm is 36.667 meters. So, 36.67 meter length we know, and also the resistance we know. So, this is multiply, if we multiply the resistance value and the length per ohm value that what is given, we can able to find the location, exact location and distance at where the fault occurred. So, this can be measured with the help of finding R1 and R2 value. Here we have taken R2 value. If we consider R1 also, we can also that also gives the same value, that is equal to 3667 meter is where exactly the fault occurred. Next we move on to another type of bridge, that is Anderson bridge. In this method we are going to find the unknown inductance is measured in terms of a known capacitance and resistance. So, this is how the fashion that connection of this Anderson bridge, and it is having delta connected network, that is C, R3 and R5 forms a delta connected network, which can be converted into star connected. Like this we can convert this as in a star fashion. So, after connecting a star fashion, we can able to know the ZOD, that is equal to R3 R5 divided by R3 plus R5 plus 1 divided by JC for ZOD, and similarly for ZOC we will get for the same formula that how we are going to transform from delta to star transformation. ZOC value that is equal to Z3. So, ZOC, that what we are getting, that this element, that OC is equal to Z3, the total Z3 value will be ZOC we are considered, and Z4 is always equal to R4 plus ZOD is what we consider in this network. So, with reference to the big figure, Z1 will be R1 plus, after Z1 is what is this we consider here, Z1 will be equal to R1 plus j omega L1, and Z2 this will be this, that is R2, and Z3 is what this will be, Z3 is always equal to ZOC, and Z4 is what is considered R4 plus ZOD is what the R4. These are the 4 different impedances. And another type of bridge circuit that we need to discuss is Wien bridge. Wien bridge is mainly used to find the frequency of voltage source. Wien bridge is mainly used to find the frequency of voltage source using a series RC in one arm and also the parallel RC in the adjoining arm, which is having RC series and RC parallel in one arm and RC series and RC parallel form in another arm. At the balance condition is what the point that we need to remember, which is having Z2 is equal to Z1 Z4 into Y3 is what the condition for Wien bridge. At this condition that we need to know, Z2 is equal to Z1 plus Z1 into Z4 into ZY3. So, for Z1 value, Z1 will be this, which is equal to R1 plus and plus 1 by j omega C1, and Z2 is R2, and Y3, which is the value of this parallel RC circuit, that is equal to 1 by R3 plus j omega C3. Z4 will be the R4 value. So, after getting this Z1, Z2 and ZY3 and Z4 value, it is easier for us to find the frequency like this. For rearranging everything, we will get R2 is equal to, this is R2, what we get, that is equal to R2 can be constructed like the R1 minus j omega C1 into R4 into 1 by R3 plus j omega C3. So, that Z2, that what we have considered in the initial stage that we are written as R2 here. So, by substituting Z1, Z4, Y3 here, we will get this equation. After simplifying everything, we will get the real values and the imaginary values separately, which can be separately as a 2 equation, that is 1 equation and 2 equation. In most second equation will give us a frequency value to in the Wien bridge, in the Wien bridge. So, in most of the Wien bridge, R1 is equal to R3 and C1 is equal to C3 is what we consider. So, after finding this R1 is equal to R3 and C1 is equal to C3 conditions, if we applied for this, we will get F is equal to 1 by 2 pi RC is the formula for that we get from the Wien bridge. So, that using this formula we can able to find the frequency of the voltage source. So, let us come to the end of this session. In this session we discussed about different types of circuit transformation from delta to star and star to delta. So, for Wheatstone bridge, which is used to measure for the resistance, the very important condition that we need to remember, that is current through the galvanometer should be 0. Whenever the current through the galvanometer is 0, by varying the known value of resistance we can find the unknown value of the resistors. And the Anderson bridge is one of the type of the bridge circuit which is used to find the inductance. Wien bridge, which is used to find the frequency of the voltage source, which is having a series and parallel RC circuits connected in 2 different arms. Some of the questions is, what is circuit transformation? Mention the types of circuit transformation. How do you convert a network from delta connection to a star connection? What is Wheatstone bridge? Explain its one of the application. What is Anderson bridge? Explain the Wien bridge. This ends the session. Thank you.